could happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the moment last time, the moment you just set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this
Was I drawn into your orbit, or were you drawn into mine? In any case, you've given me a new reason to shine. The circles we're revolving, spinning endlessly around, growing tighter by the hour, till the flash and then the sound. For a moment, two are one, glowing with the brilliance of a multiplying sun. But even stars will one day fall, and I won't shed a tear, 'cause for a time we had it all. In a darker time I floated like a lantern in the sky, alone until the moment that I saw you flying by. I don't know where you came from or the way the wind will blow. I only know I'll follow you.
왜?
난 온전히 이거의 맛에 집중하고 싶다.
맛있겠다. 비벼줘.
찾아먹어도 안 알아.
이거 뭐라? 장수 막걸리 있고 대박 막걸리.
근데 어쨌든 가방 하나 가져왔어요.
감사합니다.
프렌트로 딱 10분.
프링크로터?
아, 감사합니다.
감사합니다. 맛있겠다. 아,
오리지널 국산. 감사합니다. 여기 수제.
맛있어? 떨어지지 않게 조심.
마늘 맛이야. 공주도 괜찮은데? 아니야. 공주도 웬만하게 공주 같은 거 팔고. 야, 얘는 좀 다른데?
그래?
그것도 왼쪽에.
맛있겠다, 엄청. 응.
감사합니다.
와, 엄청 잘 나왔다. 봐봐. 미쳤어. 엄청 많다, 물고기. 이거 잡아가지고 우리 붕어탕 끓이면 되는 건가?
Never meant to say I love you. Never meant to lead you on. Sometimes pride can get the best of me, drag the rest of me along. Leave behind the stains of battle. Count the dead and grieve the loss. A civil war without a victor. I never really cared about the loss. If there's a town beyond the sky where they greet you by and by, I will stay down here and hide. No, I will never meet you in the light. I found the door that leads to nothing. I crossed the threshold once or twice. But there was nothing in the nothing, not just the absence of light. There was a whisper in the shadow. There was writing on the wall. And soon the curtains had been drawn apart. I braced my body for the fall. If there's a town beyond the sky where they greet you by.